Hello, my name is Diana, and this is MetCon 3.0. We're on week 4. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's go ahead and learn a little bit about what equipment we're going to use, and we're going to go ahead and dive right into movement today. So today we're going to use a heavy, medium heavy kettlebell. That's your preference, okay? If you don't have a kettlebell, then I'm going to recommend using a heavy to medium heavy dumbbell, and I'll show you how to grip that. We're going to be using that modality of weight for our kettlebell swing. Secondly, we're going to use some gliders. All right. So you might have something similar to these gliders that's going to allow you to slide on either hardwood, tile, or carpet more easily. If you don't have gliders, you can simply run and grab 2 washcloths or hand towels, and you can slide on those. I'm going to also give you a variation of that particular exercise where you don't need to have gliders if you have neither access to the towel or to the gliders themselves. Last but certainly not least, we're going to use a medium or light or medium to light dumbbell set. For me, I think I'm going to start my programming with the 15-pound dumbbells, and I may gravitate towards the 10s towards the end of our circuit, okay? Of course, just like all other days, we're going to possibly use a wall for a bit of balance. We're going to use our mat or our supportive floor beneath us, and we're going to want to have our water with us today as well, okay? Just like all other MetCons, we're going to start off with a warm-up. We're going to stretch out and dynamically move the body. After that, we're going to move into MetCon 1. It's going to be 3 exercises performed 30 seconds each. Then we'll move through that for about 7 to 7.5 minutes. After that, quick sip of water. MetCon 2, we're going to move through each exercise for 10 repetitions, and 2 of these exercises today are going to be single-sided exercises, meaning that you'll perform 10 on the right, 10 on the left before we move on. And then we'll finish off, just like we always do, with our cool down. The idea here is that the MetCon circuits are going to bring all of our metabolism, our heart rate, our blood pressure, our circulation, all of our elements of life, all the way up to a peak. And then our cool down is going to allow us to move back down into more of our resting zone and allow the body to come off of that, recuperating and getting you ready for the rest of your day. MetCon is a short workout. It's 15 minutes from start to finish of the intense portion. So my invitation to you is to make it challenging, make it hard, because you know that it's just 7 to 7.5 minutes that you're going to spend in that circuit before moving on from those exercises, okay? Super excited to have you here with me today. Let's go ahead and get started in a hip flexor lunge for our warm-up. Go ahead and put your right foot forward. We'll bring our left knee down to the mat. I'm going to have you tuck your left toes under, bring your hands to your hips, tuck your bottom of your sternum towards your pelvis, pull your lats down, and then activate your glutes. Maybe there's a slight gravitation forward as you stretch out the front side of your left hip. Take 3 breaths here. Next, we'll stay right there in that lunge position. Bring both hands to your front thigh, and we're going to just push your knee out towards your toe and bring it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent work, friends. Go ahead and bring that left leg down. Bring our right foot forward. Go ahead and stack your hips right over your bottom knee. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to tighten ribs down. We're going to bring the lats down, tighten everything up, and then engage your glutes so that you're stretching the front side of that right thigh and hip. 3 breaths here. Awesome. Go ahead and bring your palms to your front thigh. We're going to take 5 of our patella presses and bring our front knee out towards our toes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. Press up and out of that foot. Go ahead and ground down into an all fours position. We're going to work some spinal rotation. Go ahead and bring your right hand behind the back of your head. And we're going to reach your right elbow, under your body, touch your left forearm, and then peel that arm up and out to the side. Look up to the ceiling. Reach down and across, touch your elbow again. Open up, rotate, and look up to the ceiling. 1 and 2. Here's 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Plant your palms down. Bring your left hand behind the back of your head. And we're going to take our elbow across and open it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release down. Great work. All right, from here, we're going to do an activation part of our warm-up, keeping the palms right underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to take a bird dog. So we're going to learn a new way of doing that today. I'm going to have you work on rowing one elbow up and then punching the arm straight forward and then set it down. Go ahead and try it on both sides. Row your elbow up, make a fist, and push that arm straight forward. Now we're going to learn a slide of both legs into a glute extension. Go ahead and tuck your toes under. We'll start with your right leg. Push it back on the floor using traction. Lift the leg and let it float up. Squeeze your glutes and then set it back down. Same thing on the left side. Slide your toes back. Float the leg up. Squeeze your glutes and return the leg. Let's try one where we're putting the arm and opposite leg together, okay? So go ahead and tuck your toes under. We're gonna row our right elbow up as we slide our left leg back. And then we're gonna punch through that right arm as we lift up through the left leg. Go ahead and set those down. Second side, row the left elbow up as you slide the right heel back. Punch forward through the left arm as you activate through that right leg and release down. Great work, friends. Let's come up to stand. I'm going to invite you to grab a quick sip of water, and we're going to move forward into MetCon 1. Each exercise of MetCon 1 will be 30 seconds. Our first exercise, we're going to use our kettlebell for kettlebell swings. I've got my 35-pound kettlebell here. We're going to take a hip hinge to safely lift that kettlebell up to the hips. You may step your feet a little bit wider. You may turn your toes out, and then you're going to use the motion of a hip hinge to drive forward through the hips and propel that kettlebell forward and up, okay? We're going to keep the kettlebell close into the groin. We don't want to hang it down low. The lower we hang it, the more stress or strain it's going to place upon that low spine. If you don't have a kettlebell, I'm going to invite in the use of your heavy dumbbell. We're going to crisscross our fingers under the top of that weight. And just like our kettlebell, we're going to keep that weight close into the groin and use the hinge of the hips to propel that weight forward. Awesome. That's our exercise number 1. We'll complete that for 30 seconds. Number 2, we're going to use our gliders if you have them. We're going to lay down on our back. We're going to set a heel or the full foot on each glider. We're going to drive our elbows down by our rib cage, and we're going to slide one heel out and then lift the top, hips at the top, and take that hamstring bridge runner side to side, okay? In the event that you don't have gliders, I'm going to have you, same, drive your elbows down. We're going to press into the right heel and then press into the left heel, marching those legs through our single leg bridge. Awesome. That's our second exercise Our third exercise in MetCon 1 is our full release push-ups. I'm going to show you two variations of this today. We can take them either from the knees or from the toes. You may find you start from the toes and finish your MetCon from the knees. We're going to come into our full plank. We're going to slowly lower, keeping our core tight. Free your hands at the bottom, tighten up your core, and then press with a strict body off of the floor. If you're noticing yourself having either arching or pocketing of the spine during that motion, then the modified plank into our push-up is for you. I'm going to have you drop your knees down, tighten up your core, and move down. Free the hands and press up from that modified position. One last option for you. Perhaps you're in a room that has a table that's sturdy up against another wall, or even a countertop surface, or even the wall. And I'm going to invite you in to that plank-like position, taking that full push-up from that elevated surface, okay? So lots of different options today. Hopefully we've got our kettlebell or our heavy dumbbell. We've got our gliders or our towels, or we're gonna stick with that marching bridge, and then we're gonna finish up on our wall or our shelf surface or our floor for our full release push-ups. 30 seconds at each. I wanna remind you to remember to pace yourself. Perhaps you're challenging yourself with some fully lifted push-ups today. Perhaps you're only getting 4 or 5 in as you really work the form of those push-ups during our 30 seconds of our MetCon. All right, we're starting with our kettlebell or our heavy dumbbell. Go ahead and move that into that central location in your space. We're gonna start here in about 15 seconds. Once again, we'll take this through for about 7 to 7.5 minutes. I'll let you know when we're stopping. See if you can work out those quick transitions as we move from one exercise to the other. Let's go ahead into our full hip hinge. Bring that kettlebell or dumbbell up to the hips, and here we go, 30 seconds. Four, three, two, one. Release that down. Come down to the floor. Gliders under the feet or feet down. Elbows down. Press up and march. Three, two, one. Release. Push-ups. Your variation. Slow. Free the hands. Press off. And release. Come up to stand safely. Come into that hinge. Hop and swing. Three, two, one. Bring it down. Feet on your gliders or rooted into the floor. Elbows down. Full bridge. March it. Three, two, one. Release your push-up variation. Three, two, one, come up, back to your swings. Three, two, one, take it down to the floor. We're bridging. 'And release. Great work. Push-ups. Three, two, one, come up, kettlebell. Five, four, three, two, down gliders, bridges. 2-minute warning. Keep it up, doing great. Three, two, one, push-ups. Three, two, one, up, kettlebell. 1-minute warning, you've got this. Three, two, one, release down onto your gliders. Last piece in our MetCon one. Four, three, two, one, release yourself down, come up. We're taking a super quick sip of water. All right, we're gonna load a split squat and we're gonna take 10 on each side. You're using your light or your medium dumbbell set for that. Number two, we're gonna take a bent over row with that same dumbbell set. All right, performing shoulder blade separation from the spine and then contraction. All right, and then after that, we're gonna move into our side plank. We're gonna take our knees bent. We're gonna rotate our torso just slightly forward, and we're gonna lift up into side plank. And at the same time, we're gonna fly either that top knee up or even press up and actually open into our full clam. Let your hips drop back, drive your hips forward and open. 10 repetitions each side of the body, okay? 10 of our loaded split squat first. I'm gonna grab my 10s. We're gonna go ahead and drop our right foot back. We're gonna take our right knee all the way down to the floor, find some incredible 90-degree angles, and 10 repetitions. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See how I'm up high on my back toes. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go ahead and switch the foot in front. Come down to the bottom of that lunge. Tighten everything up over that back knee. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Step it forward. Take a halfway hinge in your body. Reach your shoulder blades away from your spine, and then pull your elbows up high, bent over row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set those down. Come into your side plank. A slight forward rotation at the top shoulder. Stack your knees. Exhale, lift up. Can take that top leg to the sky or just clamshell. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come down, spin around, take the second side, hand down, rotate forward, press up, and open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release down, press up. We're going right back into our lunge. I'm just going to go free of weights, come up into that high lunge, drop down, find your 90-degree angles, ribs tight. Here we go. Press up, touch down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch the leg in front, drop down, square everything up, tighten. 10, 9, great job. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Come into your half hinge with your weights. Relax the shoulder blades and then pull them towards the spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release them down. Side plank, drop in. Elbow down, knees bent, thrust forward and open. 1, 2, 3. Here's our 2-minute warning. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Second side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down, come up tall, split stance lunge, drop down to the bottom, core tight, and press. 1-minute warning. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and done. MetCon 2 complete. Quick sip of water. We're going to move into our cool down. We'll start off with 10 shoulder circles. Press back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come down onto your back. Make sure you're not laying on top of any of your weights. Take your right knee into your chest. Give it a good squeeze. Maybe you move around some bony parts of the hips by drawing the knee up to the side. Give it a good squeeze, and then go ahead with your arms. Facilitate 5 hip circles at that hip. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend that leg out. Draw the left knee in. Once again, maybe you pull it into the chest to one side of the hip. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And circle it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take it the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug both knee in. We're going to take our arms out to a goalpost or a T, and we're going to just take a rotation of dynamic spinal rotation 3 times to each side. 2 and 3. If you'd like, go ahead and stay to one side in that twist. If you got to move on with your day like I do, go ahead and press up. Great job with our MetCon 3.0, week 4, with our moderate contractions, moderate tempo. I hope it felt great. If you have any questions that came up, go ahead and send me an email. It's diana@bridgefitnesstraining.com. Can't wait to see you in our next MetCon or in your personal training workout. Have an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye.